Welcome to the world of the best spirits of the year 2022. My name is Christian. I'm the tasting director of the Meiningers International Spirits Award, ISW. And with me is Tim, our editor from the FIS magazine, published in the Meininger Publishing House, and the spirits expert of the Meininger Verlag. Happy to have you here, Tim.
Thank you for being.
So we are sitting here together to present you the best spirits of our first ISW tasting 2022. Our topics were liquors of all kinds, fruit liquor, fruit brandies, Crepe mark spirits, and brandy. So, from my experience the last 2 days, it was a very intensive tasting. We had a lot of discussions about the products, about the different spirits. And yeah, Tim and I now want to present you the 13 best spirits we had in this tasting, which were the best ones in their category, and they impressed us with their quality. So that's why we decided to award them as best spirits of the year 2022. And Tim, we start with the world of the liquors, and your most favorite liquor style is egg liquor, Eierlikör, I heard.
Yeah, it depends, but it was a really broad spectrum. We tasted in egg liqueurs, and you either love it or hate it.
Yes.
But it is a thing, and you have to go through it, and you have to find the good ones, and there were a lot of good ones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the best one is
Pot Eierlikör, German Eierlikör with imported rum.
Yes.
Really great product that brings what you expect from such kind of liqueur, and we all loved it.
Yeah, great mouthfeel, right?
Great mouthfeel. It was just the taste of rum was perfectly incorporated.
Yeah,
that's why we awarded it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, bitter liquors, and what's with a Kräuterlikör?
The world of herbal liqueurs.
Herbal liquors, right.
Really broad one.
Yeah, so we tasted about 50 or 60 different ones this year, and there are some German products which are just great. We see a lot of those herbal liquors from Switzerland, from Austria,
Italy, of course.
Italy, never forget about Italy. Amaro, for example, which is a very well-known brand name or category name. Yeah, and this year the best one comes from Switzerland, and it's the Appenzeller Alpenbitter, a Swiss product perfectly balanced with the sugar level, the acidity, the aromas. They have great herbals in their composition, so just a perfect herbal liquor. Great.
You really taste the Alps, all the flowers that
Yes.
grow up there, and the variety that's all in there, incorporated in one fine liqueur.
Yeah, so if you're not able to travel to Switzerland at the moment, just take a sip from the Appenzeller Alpenbitter and you will get a feeling and an impression about Switzerland. Yeah, and on top we always award the best liquor, not depending on which exact category it is. And we had some great coffee liquors in the past. We had some great nut liquors, mainly from hazelnut, of course. We had some nice Berliner Pfeffi peppermint liquor, which is something very interesting especially in Berlin and maybe more in bigger cities. So that's my impression on that.
Yeah, I think it's a real trend emerging over the past few years. Gets bigger as a party shot maybe, but
yeah,
a lot of people love it.
Yeah, and there are also very good qualities from peppermint liquors. So, but the best one this year is, I take it for you?
Yes, please. It's a chocolate whiskey liqueur from a German distillery, Campers.
Right.
They mostly make Kornbrände.
Mm.
And in this kind, they make a great rye whiskey, which they make into a whiskey liqueur with chocolate, and it was perfect balanced.
Yeah.
You get the notes of the rye whiskey. It was really nice incorporated, and the fine chocolate notes.
Yeah, perfectly balanced. So this is exactly what you expect if you read Choco Whiskey Liquor. So perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from liquors we go to fruit liquors, and there are some new products every year which really impress our expert jury. By the way, our expert jury, of course, blind tastes every single product, so we do not know which producer this is, so they just have the information. It's a fruit liquor made from Mirabelle, for example, and nothing else, the alcohol content, but nothing else. And so they can just focus on the quality in their class and are not influenced by any other unnecessary information during the tasting.
Absolutely. Taste is what matters, and in this kind with fruit liquors or any fruit spirits, it's just what you have in the nose and on the palate.
Yeah.
The perfect taste of fruit, ripeness, freshness, and that's what we got here.
Yeah. And the best German fruit liquor is
Landenhammer Mirabelle liqueur.
Yeah.
From, Mirabelle plum, and some kind of special variety of plum, very common in Germany or the German-speaking area. And they perfectly made that before. We had it a few times before at the competition, and it always impressed. But this time it was the very best from Germany.
Yeah. And we also have the international fruit liquor of the year, and this year again, last year it also came from France. Yeah. This year it also comes from France, and it's the same producer, I believe. And it's Pachvedren with their Crème de Mûre, a blackberry liquor. And what Tim told you about the Mirabelle liquor from Landenhammer, it's more or less the same with the Pachvedren Crème de Mûre. Perfectly balanced Crème de Mûre with more sugar than a normal fruit liquor.
Yeah, it's a special variety you find in France really often, the crème liqueur style, which has a higher sugar content, makes it really palatable because you have the viscosity that's a little higher, and that's perfectly for sipping, mixing, or anything you can do with that. You have the fruit.
Or pure consumption.
Yeah.
So I also like to drink it without anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, from fruit liquor we go to fruit brandies, and there is one specific thing I believe outside Germany it's not used a lot, maybe the so-called Geist, the fruit Geist, which is very interesting for especially fruits where you don't have so much yield in the harvest and so on. And what we see most or many of the products is the forest Himbeere?
Raspberry.
Raspberry, thanks. My English is not the best at the moment. Yeah, raspberry. So the forest raspberry, the Waldhimbeere as you call it in Germany. And this is very interesting because last year the best Obstgeist of the year 2021 was the Waldhimbeergeist from the Ziegler distillery in Freudenberg, and this year it's the same product again. So it's great what they are doing at the Ziegler distillery. They have so much feeling and for the distillation process and so on, and so the people there are doing a great job, and to have the same award for the same product in 2 years in a row, this is something we do not see so often, because there are several products with a very high quality which compete for the title of best liquor, best distillate, this best spirit of the year. So congratulations to the Ziegler distillery. This is just awesome, just amazing.
Absolutely, to produce that consistency in distilling, no matter what the product is, you can have a better or lesser quality in harvest, but
yes.
you have to make the best out of distillation, and that's what they are very known for.
Yeah.
And that's what they do best at Ziegler.
Yeah. Fruit brandy, we also split in a national and international one. And for fruit spirits, yeah, you have the barrel-aged ones and the non-barrel-aged ones, which I believe both is very interesting. So the non-aged one is maybe the purer one, and which is very, you can do so many mistakes during the production, in the distillation. There can be non-perfect raw material, something like that. Yeah, so I have most respect for those distillers who are producing those unaged fruit brandies, and this year we have a perfect example for a Williams brandy, right?
Yeah, Williams pear is also something that is very common in German-speaking area and maybe neighboring countries.
Yeah,
and they have a long history in distilling it, and the Jubelius distillery make it for quite a while, and this time they made the best.
Yeah, great. Yes, our international fruit brandy of the year is?
Yeah, we switched to France for that.
Yeah, and from pear to apple, right?
From pear to apple to the Normandy region, where they are very famous for their Calvados. And it's, where is it here? The Calvados from Boulard XO. A perfect example for a fine Calvados. You have the apple notes, you have the notes of the oak, and it's perfectly balanced out to make for an exceptional Calvados.
Yeah, perfect, great. We come to the Crepe mark spirits. So most of the people maybe know this synonym with grappa. The best, but it's not only grappa, it's not only Italy. So we also have a very great culture for Crepe mark spirits in Germany. So we start with the Dresdner brand of the year 2022, the German one, the national one.
Of course we do, because we have also a lot of great winemakers in Germany.
Yes.
And what better could they do with their
Dresdner
than to distill it? And this time an exceptional example was from the Weingut Leis. They made their Dresdner, and it's just perfect what they did.
Yes.
Really not really known for us before.
Yeah, right.
And it was nice to discover that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and our international Crepe mark spirit of the year, our grappa of the year is?
Of course from Italy, and from the Sibonia distillery. We're also known for many years. They make exceptional products, and of course they have great feeling for cask finishes, which they do. Yes. And this time they made their Grappa Riserva in Sauterne casks and perfectly balanced out the grappa style with the fresh fruitiness of the cask from the wine casks, and that's our Grappa Dresdner of the year internationally.
Great. Yeah, and we come to the end with the last category we tasted this time on 2 days here in Neustadt an der Weinstraße. We have the brandies. So, and we start with the brandy de Jerez, the Spanish brandy, and there we had a great example, right?
Absolutely great example for a Spanish brandy. They have their own style, they make it perfectly from a bodega Osborne de Carlos I, 1520, their absolute premium product, Nice bottle, of course. We haven't seen it in the tasting, but
right.
But yeah, if you feel taste the spirit, you have a really ripe flavor. It's very oaky, very old, and that's just what you expect from a Brandy de Jerez, with the sweetness on the palate.
Yes.
Perfect example.
Perfect, yeah. And of course we also had some cognac in the tasting, maybe the most famous appellation for brandy in the world. You have the Grande Champagne, you have the XO, you have the VS, the VSOP, you have Ordage. So if you want to get a bit more familiar with cognac, you have to learn some basics maybe. But as you already mentioned, taste matters, and for us nothing else. So we don't care about the shape of the bottle or the history. So we just focus on the quality which is in the bottle. Yeah, and what was the best one? Cognac of the year?
The best cognac of the year comes from Monet. It's their XXO cognac. So it's the extra old cognac, which they promote. Really special drop of cognac. Perfectly cask flavored over many years. Has a really nice color, really nice aroma of the variety of grapes, and that's just what we expect from a cognac.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have one award on top, the very best brandy. Let's say it's this way. Brandy is the word for everything, and then you have this specific region of Brandy de Jerez, of course. In France, there's not only the cognac appellation, there are also two other appellations for great brandies, which are maybe not that well known as cognac.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, because what we too see from many years of the spirits competition here, that there are great qualities from Armagnac and from Basse Armagnac. They have the same rules, they also have the VS, the VSOP, the XO, the Ordage, the Vintage, and so on. And there are extremely high qualities produced over there. And one producer we know from the last years as well, it's Domaine Tariquet. And the very best brandy of the year 2022 is the Domaine Tariquet 8 years Basse Armagnac Pure Folle Blanche. Great brandy. We were really impressed about the quality, and our very best brandy of the year 2022. Yeah, I hope we were able to give you a bit of impression of our experience of the tasting the last 2 days. So we were impressed about the qualities. Those are our recommendations, our best spirits of this tasting. If you're interested in a bit more information, just visit our website meininger.de. There you will find some more information in written form by our experience, our impression of the tasting, and they will also find those best distillates, but of course also all the other spirits which were awarded a silver, a gold or a grand gold medal. This year we will continue in April with our tasting of Aperitivo, which is maybe the trend in the bar scene at the moment, right?
Absolutely. You see so many new products coming out, so many new flavor styles.
Yeah.
And very great products that really maximize potential of that category.
Yeah, so we will see. Right. Then for the ISW, a very young category which we launched last year, it's the non-alcoholic distillates. So the alcohol-free gin or the alcohol-free vermouth, for example, or non-alcoholic aperitivo.
Yes.
For your alcohol-free Aperol Spritz, for example, as a base for that. So we had some very nice discoveries last year with the non-alcoholic distillate tasting. We were interested what we will have this year on the tables. And the second new thing we started last year, our gin tonic tasting. So we will take the gin, putting in combination with 4 or 5 different Indian tonics and make our recommendation for a perfect match and tell you why this gin in combination with this tonic water is a perfect match, how it tastes and why this is just perfect.
I'm really looking forward to that. That was really interesting last year.
It was a tough tasting. It will be a tough tasting this year again, but that's how it works. We taste for you and give our recommendations. So I hope you had fun watching our video. We would be very pleased if you join us again for our next video in April. Now a lot of fun discovering some new distillates, some new spirits. See you next time.